Welcome to Afric Vibe News, your go-to source for bold, authentic African stories. We bring you the truth behind the headlines, straight from the continent's heart. Disclaimer: content shared here is for informational purposes only and not intended as financial, legal, or political advice. Always do your own research. In a major geopolitical shift, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are turning to Russia for military support as terrorism surges across the Sahel. This bold alliance could reshape the region's security landscape and challenge Western influence. What does Russia's growing role mean for West Africa's fight against instability? Stay tuned as Afric Vibe News breaks it all down.
In an unexpected turn of events, Mali and Niger have officially extended invitations to Russia to establish military bases on their soil, marking a significant shift in their foreign policy and defense strategies. This move comes amidst the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and heightened tensions between Russia and Western powers, particularly France, which has traditionally had strong ties with these African nations. But why are Mali and Niger turning to Russia for military support, and what are the implications of this decision for the region and the broader geopolitical landscape? Let's delve deeper into this developing story. Mali and Niger are two of the poorest countries in the world, and they have been plagued by decades of instability, corruption, and poverty. They have faced numerous challenges, such as ethnic conflicts, religious extremism, and cross-border incursions from neighboring countries. These issues have led to widespread human rights abuses, displacement of civilians, and a general breakdown of law and order. In recent years, the situation in Mali and Niger has become increasingly dire, with the rise of militant groups linked to Al-Qaeda and ISIS, which have launched attacks on government forces, civilians, and infrastructure. This has led to a humanitarian crisis, with hundreds of thousands of people displaced and in need of assistance. In response to the growing security threat, Mali and Niger have turned to Russia for military support. They have requested the deployment of Russian troops to help them fight the militants and restore stability. This request comes amid reports that France, which has had a significant military presence in the region, is reducing its troop numbers. The decision by Mali and Niger to seek Russian military support has been met with mixed reactions. Some have praised it as a necessary measure to protect their citizens and prevent further instability. Others have criticized it as a risky move that could escalate tensions in the region, and have called on Russia to respect the sovereignty of Mali and Niger and not interfere in their internal affairs. It remains to be seen how the situation will unfold and what the long-term implications will be for Mali, Niger, and the wider Sahel region. However, it is clear that the security situation in the region is deteriorating, and that the traditional allies of Mali and Niger are not providing the necessary support. As a result, they are now looking to Russia for help, and the Kremlin is reportedly considering their request. In fact, in the midst of all this turmoil, Mali and Niger are taking a stand against the relentless wave of terrorism that has been plaguing their nation. Their eyes are set on one nation in particular, Russia, hoping for military aid to bolster their defenses. But why is Russia agreeing to step into this chaotic situation? Is there more to this partnership than meets the eye? You're about to find out in today's video, so stay tuned till the end to unravel all the secrets. Meanwhile, in a surprising turn of events, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has embarked on a tour of Mali and Niger, to nations grappling with security challenges and instability. But what is behind this diplomatic mission, and what impact will it have on Russia's role in Africa? Let's dive into the details. On his tour, Lavrov held high-level talks with officials from each country, expressing condolences over the recent military coup in Niger and reaffirming Russia's commitment to supporting efforts towards stability and security. He also met with representatives from civil society and the media, emphasizing the importance of public diplomacy in shaping mutual understanding. During his visit to Mali, Lavrov discussed ways to strengthen bilateral cooperation in various fields, including defense and security. He reaffirmed Russia's support for Mali's efforts to combat terrorism and extremism in the Sahel region, and expressed his condolences over the impact of the conflict in Ukraine on Mali's economy and security. In Niger, Lavrov's discussions focused on supporting the transition process initiated by the military authorities and promoting peaceful dialogue and reconciliation. He emphasized the need for inclusive governance and respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. The timing of Lavrov's tour is significant, as both Mali and Niger face ongoing security challenges, including the activities of extremist groups and cross-border incursions. His visit underscores Russia's commitment to deepening its ties with African nations and its willingness to engage on issues related to peace and security. However, the tour also comes amid heightened tensions between Russia and Western powers, particularly France, which has a significant military presence in the Sahel region. Some have criticized Russia's motives for engaging in Africa as part of its efforts to counter Western influence. Nevertheless, Lavrov's trip highlights the growing importance of Russia-Africa relations and the potential for cooperation in addressing shared challenges. Only time will tell how this partnership will evolve and what impact it will have on the security situation in the Sahel region. And here's some breaking news. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has made an exciting announcement that he plans to visit Burkina Faso soon, but no exact date has been revealed yet. Speaking in Mali, Lavrov emphasized that Russia respects the choices made by African countries regarding their domestic and foreign policies and will continue to support them in their efforts to achieve stability and development. He also expressed hope that the transitional authorities in Niger will ensure the safety of Russian citizens and facilities in the country. The planned visit to Burkina Faso is part of Lavrov's efforts to strengthen ties with African nations and promote cooperation in various fields, including security and economic development. It is also seen as a way to counter Western influence in the region, especially in the wake of the coup in Niger. The situation in Niger has raised concerns about the future of the country and the potential for further instability in the Sahel region. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has threatened military intervention to restore constitutional order in the country, while international organizations have called for dialogue and peaceful resolution of the crisis. Despite the challenges, Lavrov's upcoming visit to Burkina Faso shows that Russia remains committed to engaging with African countries and building partnerships based on mutual respect and cooperation. The visit is expected to focus on strengthening ties between Russia and Burkina Faso and promoting cooperation in various areas of mutual interest. This includes security cooperation, which is a top priority for Burkina Faso, which has been struggling with a growing insurgency in the Sahel region. Russia has offered military assistance to Burkina Faso in its fight against extremists, and this is likely to be a key topic during Lavrov's visit. Another area of cooperation is economic development. Russia has expressed interest in investing in Burkina Faso's mining and agricultural sectors, and there may be opportunities for Russian businesses during Lavrov's visit. Additionally, there is potential for cooperation in education and culture, and the two countries may sign agreements in these areas. Overall, Lavrov's visit to Burkina Faso is an important step in strengthening ties between Russia and the Sahel region. The visit comes at a critical time when Burkina Faso is facing security challenges and seeking support from international partners. Russia's offer of military and economic assistance is likely to be welcomed by the transitional authorities and could help stabilize the country and the Sahel region as a whole. What do you think? Let us know in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and share for more updates. Amidst the unfolding events, it's intriguing to explore the dynamics at play and the factors driving this significant shift in alliances. To gain insight into this complex situation, we reached out to experts who provided valuable perspectives on the motivations behind Russia's engagement in the region and the potential implications for the future of security in the Sahel. Their analysis reveals that Russia's growing influence in West Africa is driven by a combination of factors, including the desire to counter Western influence, the pursuit of economic interests, and the opportunity to showcase its military capabilities. Russia sees the Sahel region as strategically important and is actively engaging with countries such as Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso to strengthen its presence there. The instability and security challenges in the region have created a power vacuum that Russia is looking to fill. By providing military support and offering solutions to the security crisis, Russia is positioning itself as a valuable partner for these countries and gaining influence in the region. Furthermore, the declining trust in traditional Western partners, particularly France, has contributed to Russia's growing appeal. The perception that France has not done enough to address the security challenges in the region, or that its interests in the Sahel, primarily economic, has pushed countries like Mali and Niger to explore alternatives. Russia's willingness to engage and provide support in areas where France has fallen short is seen as a positive development by these nations. However, it is important to note that Russia's intentions and actions in the Sahel region have also been shaped by its own domestic situation, particularly the war in Ukraine. The international condemnation and sanctions imposed on Russia over the war have motivated Moscow to seek support from other regions of the world, including Africa. By cultivating closer ties with countries in the Sahel, Russia can demonstrate that it is not isolated on the global stage and can garner support for its position on Ukraine. Moreover, the Sahel region presents economic opportunities for Russia, particularly in the areas of mining and natural resources. Russia's state-owned companies are interested in investing in these sectors and developing infrastructure projects in the region. By forging stronger economic ties with countries like Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, Russia can secure access to valuable resources and counterbalance Western economic influence. While Russia's growing military presence in the Sahel region has raised concerns about its intentions and the potential for escalation, it's important to consider the perspectives of the countries involved. For nations like Mali and Niger, the security challenges they face are complex and multifaceted. Years of instability, poverty, and the activities of extremist groups have left these countries vulnerable and in desperate need of support. Russia's willingness to engage and provide assistance has been seen as a lifeline by some, particularly in the context of perceived shortcomings by traditional partners like France. It is crucial to recognize the historical context of European colonialism and neocolonialism in Africa, and how it has shaped the current dynamics. The legacy of exploitation and inequality left by colonial powers continues to have profound impacts on African nations. The perception that Western countries are primarily interested in exploiting African resources and failing to address the needs of their people has fueled resentment and a desire for change. Russia's rhetoric emphasizing anti-colonial sentiments and portraying itself as a champion of African interests has resonated with some African leaders and populations. However, it is also important to acknowledge that Russia's actions in the Sahel region have been driven by self-interest and the desire to advance its own geopolitical goals. The decision to deploy troops to Mali and Niger is part of a broader strategy to expand Russia's global influence, particularly in regions that hold strategic importance. The instability and security challenges in the Sahel present an opportunity for Russia to project its military capabilities, counter Western influence, and secure access to valuable resources. As Russia's military presence grows in the Sahel, it's essential to remain vigilant and cautious. The potential risks and unintended consequences of Russia's actions cannot be ignored. The Sahel region is already grappling with severe security challenges, including the activities of extremist groups, cross-border incursions, and humanitarian crises. The introduction of foreign military forces, particularly from a major power like Russia, can exacerbate tensions, escalate conflicts, and have far-reaching implications for regional stability. Moreover, the presence of Russian troops raises concerns about accountability, transparency, and human rights. Russia's track record in its military operations outside of its borders, particularly in Syria and Ukraine, has been marked by allegations of human rights abuses, indiscriminate attacks, and the use of force against civilian populations. The lack of oversight and the potential for abuse of power cannot be overlooked. It's crucial to advocate for peaceful resolutions to conflicts, promote dialogue and reconciliation, and uphold international law and human rights in the Sahel region. The involvement of external powers should be guided by principles of non-interference, respect for sovereignty, and a genuine commitment to supporting peace and stability. Only time will tell how this unique partnership will evolve. But one thing is for sure, it is set to redefine the geopolitical landscape of West Africa. What are your thoughts on this new alliance? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on global politics and international relations.